This guy, this is Mo. No, yep. Brass knuckle Mo. You see his jaw, his bottom jaw? See that? That's not a beard. I know you're grinding your teeth. Goats grinding their teeth, this means they're in pain. The fact that he is still alive is, well, astounding to me. I'm not normally angry, and I'm not angry with my goats. It's just been 4 days of sitting out in the 90 degrees. There's no, it was hot. There was no breeze. There was nothing. I'd just sit there. I think we were at total 30 hours, 35 hours for the weekend in the sun. Obviously, we're in the tent, but when it's 90 degrees, the sun's not hitting you because your tent's blocking the sun from hitting you directly, but it doesn't matter. Go sit outside for 9 hours in the 90 degrees. You understand what I mean. So I'm a bit grumpy this morning. I haven't had much sleep. Mo here, brass knuckle Mo. He's got brass knuckles on his side. Let me get them some mineral. So it came home Saturday night, and a little Motato there was here. He was down on his front knees. He couldn't get up. And he was making that sound goats make when they're going to die, and the babies are worse. Just that guttural, everything I can do to get a sound out for somebody to help me. It's heartbreaking. And I immediately start searching the barn to find out which baby goat it is. He had shown no signs. The boys are worse. The little girls, they're like, I'm sick, help me. But these boys, as a survival mechanism, they just hide it. They don't want to look weak. And so I've been checking everybody because we have Astrid, Cream Puff, and that one other goat whose name I don't know. I don't know who your mom is. That one there. Who's your mom? She had come through Coxie, and then we dewormed her because we're trying a little different protocol this year. And I'm glad we are, because as soon as the Coxie's dead, the worms just rally. So I have 4 of them. Hi, beautiful baby girl. Hi. I know you like your pets. Just look at her jaw. See how sleek and smooth it is on the bottom? All the babies are like that at this age. Some of them are more goatee, so they're getting beards, but none of them have that big water sac under their chin, and that's called bottle jaw. And what that is in goats, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can without overcomplicating it. At a certain point, the body's functions are slowing down. The water is building up in the body, and it's nowhere for it to go. And for whatever reason, in goats and sheep, that liquid ends up pooling under their jaw. And it's called bottle jaw. You can see it pretty clearly. He was probably twice that Saturday night when I got over here to get him. Like I said, I've been watching all of them, and they've been showing no signs. I've been checking a lot of eyes. If you even look dumpy because of the heat, I'm checking eyes. Hi. And he was just at the bottom of the barrel. You peeing again, buddy? Good. That was a good pee. So I snatched him up, immediately dewormed him, ran back to the house, got dewormers, dewormed him, got his mom. He was still... I've never seen... He's got fight in him. You know, that matters more than anything, is how much fight they have in him, because I've seen goats that would die for far less than what he had going on. And he was still fighting. He was trying to get to his mom. Java was in that space because she likes to be there. He was trying to get to her, honestly. I think he was just trying to find comfort in any goat. And so I got him dewormed. I got his mom up on the milk stand. Because he was still trying to be a little hungry-mungry, so I don't know if she gave up on him because she has 2 other boys. You know, survival of the fittest. It's fine if you die because I have 2 more. That's the reality. And so I got her on the stand, got him on her. He ate like he hadn't eaten all day, and he probably hadn't if he wasn't going out in pasture and she wasn't coming to help him out, then he probably hadn't eaten all day. So I got her on the stand, fed him. He ate really well. I got a nice big clean bucket of fresh water in the stall. I got Mom in the stall. I put a little bit of food in there for him, which he also ate. And I came over here the next morning fully expecting to gather a body. But he was up, standing beside his mom. You guys know I've seen a lot of things in goats. And the fact that I was shocked. I mean, I told H, like, if he makes it to morning, it'll be one I've never seen. I've never seen a goat in that shape make it through the night. And sure enough, he was standing beside his mom, trying to get her to feed him, and she didn't want to feed him yet. A lot of times moms like to get all the babies around them together at once, and then she'll feed them. So she wasn't really letting him eat, so I got her back out on the stand. Got him on her, hit him with a half a dose of dewormer for the morning, and then we left for the show yesterday. And I was 50-50. I was probably more like 70-30. He doesn't make it through the day. As soon as we got home last night, I was straight over here. And my show closed and everything. I just straight to the barn. Checked on him. He was just hanging out with his mom and his brother. So gave him an additional dose of dewormer this morning. And we'll just play it by ear. The fact he's not laying in a pile somewhere is good. This heat is not helping. So make sure I get the baby buckets of water down. I'm going to scatter them throughout the barn today to make sure he has access to everything. But that's my baby goats trying to die. All right, I'm going to feed these boys, and then we're going to have a discussion because I'm in a mood today. The internet people said I was very mean to you guys for making you live in this tiny little fenced area, and that the girls were treated better because of what they do for us. Several comments about how mean it is that you guys are trapped in this tiny little space. Tiny little. Very redundant. Very redundant. We're going to get into that. You know, I'm not going to put their names in the title, and I'm not going to, have you guys reach out or anything like that, or I'm not even going to ask you to do that, but just know what Jamie and Lester are going through. And they're amazing. And when you're on the ground, and I think Lester said one of the greatest, yeah, it is one of the greatest things I've heard in a really, really long time. You're a spectator. I'm the guy in the arena. It's a different ball game. If you've never been in the arena, and I've been in the arena. Not just this one. So it gets real. But the goat arena is just as real. But please, I know you guys are all over them, all helping them, all posting supportive comments. That just hit me this morning. First of all, dude is an emotional dude, and he is right to be so. When you love an animal as much as you love these guys or their animals, or, the way we love our goats, it's tough, man. And sometimes you get through the work, and your brain is so focused on saving the life and making sure everything is okay. And then at the end of that, then you lose it. You have that breakdown. And it's hard. It's very hard. Even, you think it would be easier with a prolonged situation like Cookie, where we dealt with the situation for such an extended period of time, that you would kind of adjust to the situation and it would hurt a little less, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. Maybe you get some acceptance earlier on, but to be here, to be in the mix, to be on the ground is a whole different thing. And you're only seeing what I show you, and I can't show you everything all the time, and they can't show you 24/7 of their lives during the whole situation. You get one camera, you get one angle, and you just go to work. They are the most loving, beautiful people I've ever met in my entire life. They're amazing, amazing. And I know they would do whatever it takes to save that animal's life, or to give them the best life they can. That's just who they are. Leave them alone. Come fight me. Anyway, the hate is real and it's hard to deal with. And they probably know that more than anyone. And it took me a very, very long time to understand. Like, I'm just showing you my goats and how I just look at them. They're just happiness. This guy's life saved. His mom, unfortunately, passed away, giving birth to him. It happens. But he's alive. Huh. I mean, look at you. You're beautiful. It happens. It happens. You probably would have died. But we pulled you in here and we said, you know what? Fine. We don't need another wether because we already have one. But that guy needs a friend. And you were getting bullied so bad, you were starving to death. Did we wait too long? Of course we did. And I got some nasty comments about how we should have pulled him 3 months earlier before he was even born and made him a friend to President Snow before he was even born and put them both in the barn together so they could be buddies. Real time, real life doesn't work that way. And if you make every decision so perfect in your life, then why are you sitting on a keyboard telling me about how terrible my life is? I'm sure you have much better, much loftier things to do with all your wisdom. And yet here you are, sitting watching a video so you can complain about it and your perfectness. Hi. Well, the boys are coming to meet and greet us. Hi, big guys. So let's talk about all the boys. This is Magnum. He is a freaking stallion. The fact that nobody wants him is baffling to me, or they want him for $25. That's the market this year. Can I buy him for $25? I'm about to say yes. So you have Magnum. You have Latte, Caramel Latte, peeing on his face. Told you, man, it's that time of year. The girls are starting to come into heats. We have Carmelo, aka Mel. There are a couple babies up there that are like, why aren't you guys up here eating? I've had this conversation more than, I don't even know how many times, more than once, more than enough that we should all know now. Hi, boys. Are we going to come to me? Or do you think you're getting fed? The boys have water. It's over here in the shade. That's shaded all day. This is Rocky Road. This is Jellyman Gelato. Rocky Road, aka Rocky. We have Buster. Buster and Magnum are from the last fall breeding. Then we have Calvin and Hobbs. Schroeder. Magnum's telling Schroeder about the rules. And then there's Latte with pee in his beard. Don't touch me, Bubba. I know. I love you too, buddy. I love you too. Much love. You know you're loved. However, you stink. So, for those that were asking, I always show the girls in their big, beautiful pastures out front and big, beautiful pasture on the side. And then I shot a video the other day and I got one comment that I think was just curiosity about why the boys don't have a bigger lot and things like that. And then I got a few that I deleted and blocked that were about how the girls are treated so well because there are money makers and can't make money with girls without boys, just so you know. So the girls, you know, get to eat over here in the barn and they have shade and they have all these big beautiful pastures and the boys are stuck in this little lot over here. Oh no. Okay, look, I'm in a mood because y'all going after Lester was just like too much for me, and the man's broken and I've been broken from these babies. And when you just, can you wait a week? Can you just like wait a week maybe if you want to make a snotty comment? It's ridiculous. Get a life. Okay, so in my saltiness, when we started this, we only had what I now call the courtyard, which is I could open the sliders right here and the girls would have this courtyard and they had all of this. I separated this off down about halfway for the boys because we had two boys and it was way more than enough for 2 goats to eat all year long. They would never eat it down. Then we got some more boys. So I extended the boy pasture all the way to the end of the property down there to the orchard. So then the girls were on this side and the boys were on that side. See the fence right here? It goes all the way down to the end. So we had boys over there, girls over here, and none of this was here. So this was open for the girls. This gate wasn't here. That piece of fence wasn't there. So the girls had all of this side and the boys had all of that side. Then we opened the creek side. And I don't remember at what point. I think it was when we opened the creek side. I went ahead and gated this off from here to there. And then the boys had full access to this entire pasture. And we're going to walk it in a second so you can see that it's not some little dinky thing. There's generally 4 boys over here. We want to get down to 2 boys. But there's generally 4. But this is like a bit of a flex area in the summer when we have baby boys that haven't been sold yet and need to get separated from the girls, which is another discussion. The reason these babies are separated from their moms and they're taken off of milk is because they're able to impregnate any doe over there that can be impregnated, up to and including their mother. And we all know from a genetics perspective that would not be a good thing. So as soon as they can extend their weapon out of the sheath, it's usable. Now, whether or not it's potent yet, they say 8 to 12 weeks, and the baby boys can impregnate does at 8 to 12 weeks old. We like to get them out of here as soon as we see unsheathing. We all know red, stop signs, stoplights. Red equals hot, red equals danger, right? Same thing. You see a little red thing dangling from a little boy goat, you get him away from the girls. So we move the boys over here. My back is to this gate. This is about 50 feet wide from here to here. Okay, and then we're just gonna go show you guys the boys' entire pasture so you understand that they're not trapped in. I don't know if you thought they were just stuck in this area or just stuck in that area or what the deal is, but it's not. Let's talk about why we disbud. Goats can stick their head through this fence. If they have horns, they can't get their head back out of this fence. You can talk to any goat farmer you want. You can go to any goat YouTube channel you want. You can start talking about horns and you'll see very quickly that the primary focus for disbudding is safety. Safety of goats. Safety for themselves. And safety for other goats. They use their horns as weapons. You can look up some bylaws from 4-H clubs, ADGA, things like that. Not ADGA necessarily, but sanctioned shows. No horns. No horns. Why? Again, safety. So we used to rent a buck way back in the day. Let's see if I can find a picture of him. His name was actually Jack as well. And Jack would playfully crack our girls in the head with his big old horns. And then when Jack would get a little salty, he would stick his horn up under their gut. If you ever watch these girls fight, and I'm sure if you recall, if you think back a little bit, you can figure out, you've seen the girls will put their head up under the other girl's gut and kind of give them a whip like that. Or what the boys do, they'll put their horn up under their gut and they'll hook it like they're trying to disembowel the goat. And if not, they'll throw him. The day I watched Jack pick up one of our girls, he got his horns up under her guts and he threw her up in the air about 4 feet and she just flipped through the air and landed on her back on the ground. That's when we knew no more horns. So it's 330 feet from the barn to this corner. 330, yes, 330. And then we are about 150 feet from this corner, clear down to the other corner. Just so you know. All the way down to the barn down there, up to here. And then all the way down to the creek on this side. But to circle back around while I'm just walking, the horn thing is that's a non-starter for me. It's never going to happen, ever. Non-starter. I gotta cross this fence just so nobody thinks I'm cheating. I just crossed this fence from that corner up there. Do you guys snap off my post? You just got it. Who snaps a fence of goats? So the horn thing is a non-starter for me. You're never going to win that argument, so don't even argue it. If it, for instance, a day like today, one of those little boys had horns and they put their head through this fence, and this is actually, try real hard, they'll get their horns through there, give a little twist, and their horns will go through the gate, through the fence, through the opening, through whatever they can find. And then when they try to pull out, those horns are this way. So it's stuck. They're locked there. And guess what's going to happen today if I don't find that? I'm not walking over. I mean, I come over a few times generally and check on everybody, especially on days like today. But like Saturday, I wasn't here all day. That goat was 92 degrees outside, and their head is stuck in that gate, and they're just going to lay here and bake in the sun until they die, period. So this is my original fence, the first fence I ever built. And that one's 330 up there. I think this one's 400 or 450 from here, from that corner there, all the way to the end corner down there is probably 450 total. And then they have this beautiful forest up here. They have some cherry, they have some sassafras. So here to there, to there, to there, to there. This is all buck territory. You can only see to here from where I am now, but basically that wood line up all the way up there, not this woods, that wood line all the way up there is that other fence. It goes all the way down back to the barn. So they have all this territory up here. You can see it's grown in beautifully. They have plenty of food over here. Not only that, I store my hay bales in here, and I will, I'll pull hay from that and take it down to the barn, but that hay bale lives in here all the time, so they always have plenty of food. So they have these beautiful shaded areas down here. They have all that open pasture up there. They even have big shade up there. You can see the hay bale is sitting in the shade. I'm just gonna keep walking so you know how far I'm going here. I must be really late because H is asking if I'm alive. She just sent me a text, you alive over there or what? I had to stop the fence. This is as far as I could take the fence this way because this is a huge drop off right here. But that's the creek right there, just cuts back across and goes down that way. But this is all boy territory, guys. You can do 12 Nigerian dwarf on 1 acre. 12 full size. You broke my spool. I think you broke my spool last year. My other spool broke. So this is boy land. We're back to the Bucky barn. And it goes and stops right over here. I know they're going to follow me because I haven't fed them yet. Stops right here. And these squares are on here because of Jack. So when I mention a Jack baby climbing the walls and jumping over things they shouldn't be able to jump, Jack used to run up these posts straight up in the air and then flop over and land on the other side. So those are the Jack corners. So that's the boy lot, guys. It is massive. I know you don't see it on video, but I mean, I'm standing down here and I can't see the other end from here. When you're standing down there, you can't really see the other end from there. You might be able to see the barn in the video, but it's a long ways out there. So it's big. And they have plenty of territory. And you can see they're doing what the girls do, and they're skirting the edges. You can see they've eaten a little bit off of the edges, but outside of that, there is more than enough food in here. I keep 15 gallons of water over here. They drink about 7. So they always have twice as much water as they need. I feed them. They have the big barn for house, which is 8 by 10. And then they have the 2 little huts they can chill out in. And then they have all the shade that they want to chill out over here. So that's my boy rant.